Bend at the knees.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Another one. Couple more. Let me get some cars in the background here.
Okay.
Surely one of
Are
those.
we done?
Here, jump in here. Jump in here.
How many horsepower?
Hold on. You do that for your horse.
We're gonna find out if we can do that.
Tell me. How you doing?
This is Sean with the Mercedes-Benz Owners Club for Indiana. And Roger, how are you doing today?
Doing great, Sean. Thanks for coming out and spending time with us here at the Polo grounds. How was your experience here with the ponies?
It's been great with the ponies, but it's been better to hear the history of the rides and also a little bit about the owners. So tell me about how you got involved with the group itself and how you became and motivation behind being president.
You know, I've always loved Mercedes-Benz as a brand. It's arguably the world's greatest car brand. It was the original car, manufactured gas-powered car when it was both Benz and then later Mercedes. They're elegant cars. They're also very sporty. If you love motorsports and racing, they have a grand history in the field of motorsports. So when I purchased a couple of Mercedes, I ran across an article on Google about the Mercedes-Benz Club, and I thought, hey, why not? Let's join it. We did, and I attended my first meeting, and I left as president of the club. So that's kind of how it worked.
And so there's bigger goals for the U.S., isn't there?
So there's 84 sections of the Mercedes-Benz Club throughout the United States. Trying to unify those sections to not operate as independently, but rather interdependently. And so we're doing some national events, including we just launched the first ever Mercedes-Benz inaugural medallion rally to benefit the Alzheimer's Association. Tonight, this is a charitable event. We're helping Zionsville Educational Funds here with the Show and Shine event here this evening, and we'll have other of these kinds of events taking place throughout the year. But this was the first time for us ever doing this here, and it's turned out to be a really nice event. A lot of cars, a lot of great fashion and fun, a lot of great food and drink, so it was a good time.
It was a derby theme.
Kind of a derby theme. Polo's a little bit more casual than derby, you know, because you don't have to pay the $5,000 for the box seat, right? You bring your lawn chair out here and you sit. But we've had some great food and great spirits and great fun and camaraderie here. A lot of new friendships made, maybe some business networking. So it was all a good night.
What's kind of some goals for 2023?
Well, the National Convention is coming here for the Mercedes-Benz Annual Convention. That'll be the first time it's ever been held in Indianapolis. And that's going to be a big event. It'll be open to the public, not just to members of the Mercedes-Benz Club. And there'll be the kind of events that people who love or aspire to own a Mercedes-Benz will be able to participate in it, including kids. I see kids running around here. We'll have electric cars that they can race out at the Motor Speedway that are Mercedes-Benz cars. So it'll be a great event.
Well, I look forward to helping preserve the history of these rides with these owners, and I really appreciate you putting this together. It seems like everybody had a great time today.
I just hope you had a great time.
I did.
All right. Thanks for coming out.
You got it. Thank you. Bye. This is Sean with the Mercedes-Benz Club of America here for the Indiana chapter at the Polo facility up in Zionsville. Sir, what is your name?
Andy Burrows.
Andy Burrows. So let's talk about your car a little bit. First off, what year is this and what's the make and model?
It's a 2018 Mercedes-Benz AMG GT. It's base model.
So why did you decide to get this model compared to any others?
It's funny you say that because I was contemplating when the new Corvette came out. I thought I wanted a new Corvette. And I went in there 3 or 4 times to get my paint scheme all set up and the options, and got everything all lined up. By the time I finally made the decision to purchase, I went in there with my $5,000. They said, well, Mr. Burrows, the 2020s are all sold out. And I was kind of like, what? Goes, but we're selling 2021s now. I go, well, how long is that going to take? And he said, we don't know. 18 to 24 months. And it's like, I'm not waiting. So I got on the internet. I've seen these in parking lots. I've seen them in areas before, but didn't really know that much about them. So I did a little bit of research, started looking at pricing them on the internet, and I found this thing up in Michigan and cut a deal over the phone. and the rest is history.
Well, tell me a little bit about what's under the hood.
Well, I'm not a big engine guy, but it's 469 horsepower with twin turbos. So it'll get up and go. 0 to 60 in like 4.1 seconds. Top speed 193, they say. But I probably haven't been over 115 in it yet. I get up to 115, close to 120 mile, and then I start to panic.
So if you could drive this anywhere, where would be your ideal place to ship it
the
and
Autobahn.
drive it to, the Autobahn?
That's a dream drive for me still. I've never been to Europe, but someday I want to go to the Autobahn drive. Whether this exact car or a close facsimile, drive the Autobahn.
And how did you find out about this event today, and how did you get connected with the group?
Well, I've had several Mercedes in the past, so I've been a member off and on of the national club, and then of course then you get involved in the local chapter. And I was actually a member just by fate, just do it, but this is actually my first event. But what's ironic is I had met Roger Brummett, our president. I had just pulled into Lucas Stadium on the South Lot attending a football game. I barely got out of the car, and he came right up to me and said, "Hey, like your car," and introduced himself. Very nice. We talked a little bit, and he's like, "Well, we've got a Mercedes-Benz club and we'd like for you to be a member. Why don't you come up and join membership? Make a membership." And I said, "Well, I believe I'm already a member. I just haven't been to an event yet." So this is my first event.
And so what's been your career? What industry are you in?
I am in the commercial real estate development business and finance business. I work for Pedcore Investments. We're a developer based out of Carmel. And I'm in the finance group, so I'm responsible for placing debt and working with our lending relationship. So
okay, well, I hope you enjoy the event today.
Well, Sean, thank you. I appreciate you stopping and appreciate the compliments and the time that you're spending and helping us promote this club.
Well, and I hope you don't go too fast, or at least where they're not watching you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You got it. This is Sean. We're with the Mercedes-Benz Owners Club, and we're up at the Hickory Hall Polo facility, and I'm here with Albert Gonzalez, and you're with Teachers Credit Union. Is that right?
That is correct.
So how long have you been with Teachers?
So just started June of last year, of 2021.
And what's your role?
So I'm a mortgage loan originator. I specialize in high-end new construction, if you will. Ironically, here in Boone County, we've got a great project over here in Holiday Farms, not far from here, where they're building some blockbuster multi-million-dollar homes that we're proud to be partners with.
Okay, so what connected you with this event today and with Mercedes-Benz Owners Group?
Roger Brummett is a partner and a good friend of my good friend Charlie Ernstus, and they own and operate Metro Elevator. I've known Charlie for 25 years and just been a great guy, and Roger's asked me to be a part of events like this for the last few years, and I've always said yes because there's a great turnout, there's great potential prospects for us and the credit union, and it just is all around a good time.
So what do you think about the ponies?
Love the ponies, love the atmosphere. I actually love the weather tonight. The clouds have kind of come over to provide a little bit more cooler atmosphere, but yeah, the ponies and the polo event, I had no idea there were things like this so close to home. I recommend attending if you have never.
And you know what? Every Friday they support a different nonprofit. So the gate goes to a different nonprofit every Friday. But I appreciate you being here today. Is there anything else you'd like to say about being involved with the group?
I would. I'd say that everybody's been really friendly. It's been an honor to be asked to be a part of it and to be presented as a sponsor and to be mentioned as a sponsor. Of course, Teachers Credit Union. We have over 56 locations statewide, and we are solely about our members. So we will bend over backwards to earn your business. So we appreciate it from Teachers Credit Union. This is Albert Gonzalez. Thank you so much.
Well, you just did a heck of a job. Thanks, Albert. It's great seeing you again.
Thanks, Sean.
Uh-oh, he brought himself one. Yes. Oh yeah, and we're doing it over by the church.
And he brings his cars into your shop?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna eat any of them, but they sound good.
We call it back.
Yeah, we call them back. We called it the back.
Well, it doesn't have. What's nice about it is it doesn't have all the aerodynamics.
This is Sean with the Mercedes-Benz Indiana Club owners, and I'm with Richard. What is your last name?
Veach.
Richard Veach.
Yes.
And so how did you hear about this event today and the group in general?
Roger Brumman.
And what do you think about the event?
I think it's been fantastic. I've never been to a polo match, and this has been a brand new experience, but with Roger, there's always new experiences, so that doesn't surprise me.
How'd you originally get connected with Roger?
Roger and I have known each other for 30 years. He spoke to a group when I was 25 years old about success and sales management and things like that. And for some reason, our paths have crossed for years and years. And now that I own several companies myself, I have Roger come in and speak to my group at least once a year, a lot of times twice a year, talk about different success principles and things like that.
So what industries are you in?
I'm in the bottleless water industry. So anything from start to finish in that industry and the business-to-business side, we're involved with that.
Oh, and what's the name of the company?
So there's several companies. Pure Water Partners is our finance company. Office H2O is one of our brands. Artesian is one of our brands. Waterdesk is a software ERP company. So we're just very integrated in the bottleless water industry with our dealers and our friends and our family.
Do you happen to have a Mercedes?
Today I do not. I've had some before in the past. Roger's highly encouraging me to buy one right now.
And what are the ones you've had in the past?
550 SL.
550 SL?
Yep.
What do you love about Mercedes?
Just the timelessness and the performance of the product. It's always just been a brand that's stood the test of time, and everything we like stands the test of time.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time today. Hope you enjoy the Polo. And we're going to follow up to this so you can get a copy and see everybody else's interviews as well.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Airplane drop just happened. All the kids run out on the field and get the candy. Tradition here. This is Sean. We're here at the Hickory Hall Polo facility in Zionsville, and we're here for the Mercedes-Benz Club Owners Group for the Indiana chapter. And sir, what is your name?
My name is Arch Hawkins.
Arch. All right. So you've got a classic here. What year is this?
This is a 1988 Mercedes-Benz 560 SL.
560. Now, how long have you had it?
I've had this 9 years. Bought it off of a gentleman in Lebanon, Indiana. Has about 105,000 miles on it. I've only put 5,000 on it or so, but it's a beautiful little car to drive around.
So obviously it's convertibles. You love driving it when it's beautiful outside. So where's one of the favorite places you've taken this on a road trip?
To French Lick, Indiana.
Okay.
In October, there was an event there. When I drove down there, it was raining sideways, so the top was up. But it's a beautiful drive down through southern Indiana, and came back just a beautiful time. Car performed well, no real big issues.
So
highly recommend it.
Have you had any other Mercedes throughout your life?
No, this is the first Mercedes I've had.
And do you love the history of it being basically the oldest car company on the planet?
Yes, like that. This car also, the body style, the R107, was a long run for Mercedes-Benz. About 19 years of this type with a lot of modifications, but same body style from I think 72 to 89. So a good long run. And in the end, it was called the Panzer wagon because it was such a tough vehicle, very solid, very sound.
So as far as your past and your career in industry, what area did you help the world with?
Well, I'm a retired United Methodist pastor.
Okay.
So I've always said I've been in marketing and public relations and human resources. So this is something I'd saved for years, to be able to do one of these little things. I always wanted to have some classic or antique car, and this one popped up for me. So.
And how many miles is on it?
About 105,000.
Okay. Did you have to do any modifications or restoration when you acquired it?
The only thing I've done is replace the top, the cloth top, and had the back deck repainted. A few mechanical things with the engine. Of course, replace tires and wipers and some of those things. But it's pretty much as it is, except for those things mentioned.
Well, I appreciate your time today, and thank you for helping people realize what they need to do with their own faith for years. And how many years were you in the church?
Oh, you are sitting down, I see. 43 and a half years of pastoral ministry. And after that amount of time, I decided that was enough fun for me. And have been retired for about 4 years.
And what was the name of the church?
I'm a United Methodist.
And what location? Where was it?
The last one I was appointed to was the University Heights Church at the University of Indianapolis.
Okay. All right. Well, I thank you for your time today, and we're going to follow up with you, and you have a beautiful classic.
Thank you.
You got it. This is Sean with Mercedes-Benz Owners Club for Indiana. And what is your name, sir?
Steve Katarabak.
All right. So let's talk about the year first. Year, make, model. What is this?
This is a 1996 S600.
1996 S600. Mm-hmm. So when did you acquire it?
2017.
2017, and why?
There's just something about Mercedes Benzes, especially the S classes, just the big body. And I've kind of been looking around, and I found one out in Phoenix, and I decided to go for it.
So tell me about the engine, because I've heard this is one of the largest engines in the Mercedes line.
Yeah, this is the M120 V12. It was in the SL 600s and the S600s, 92 through 99 on the S classes, and the SLs went on for maybe another year or two. I can't complain. I love it. It's just smooth.
So how'd you get connected with the group?
I was in the Art Mobilia in Carmel back in August, and I met Roger, and he was saying I should join, so here I am.
And so what do you do? What's your industry?
I work in wealth management. I'm over at Raymond James in Carmel.
Okay.
But yeah, I just have a passion for Mercedes-Benz.
Have you been out here to the Polo facility before?
This is my first time out here.
So what do you think?
Very fun. Very, just a good time for everybody to come out and socialize and get to meet other people, and especially the Benz enthusiasts.
Have you seen any other Mercedes out here that you've kind of been drawn to here in the line?
I like the 560 SL. Obviously this, that's 500 here is just a gorgeous car as well. Just look at the paint on that thing.
So what would be your next Mercedes if you could, wave a wand and be able to acquire? If it was newer, older, what would be one you'd be looking out for?
One of the W221 S65s. So any one of those between 07 to 13. Probably a white one. There's just something about the big body. And obviously that's a twin turbo V12, but I just, those cars are just, you see one and
Did you have to do any modifications to this one?
Modifications. It needed some work under the hood. There was the biggest thing was it had a vacuum line leak kind of here under the manifold that I had to get worked on, and that kind of took some time. And then a couple of the airflow sensors had to be replaced. So, and then obviously your spark plugs and ignition coils. So there was this one summer, maybe 3-4 years ago, where it was kind of in the shop all summer. But now, as I say, there's little quirks inside. There's like one of the buttons, only one of the headrests in the rear comes up, and that sort of thing. But you let that stuff go because all 12 are firing underneath the hood.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you for your time today, and good job on your restoration and bringing this one back to life.
All right. Thank you.
You got it. Have a good day. This is Sean with Mercedes-Benz Club of Indiana. And sir, what is your name?
My name is Eric Grabowski.
And you also have a facility that you help restore as well as maintain and fix a lot of classic cars. Is that right?
Yes, and we also do modern vehicles. So we do anything from 1960s to modern days. So 2018, anything out of warranty, it's usually our customers.
So how did you get connected with Roger in this group?
Roger is actually one of our customers, and he came by one day and he's like, hey, you know what? I have this 3 Mercedes need service. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. We could take care of all of them. And he told me that he's the president of the Mercedes Club. I was like, really? I'm happy to join.
Well, and thank God you've got one here. So let's talk about your car here. What's the make and model and year?
This is 2011 GL 550, and I had it since my dad bought it new. I bought it from him. I don't like the depreciation of brand new cars, so cars depreciate after a while, and after a while they hit this plateau. So I keep them until they go 200-300 miles. This one up here has 180,000 miles right now. I drive it every day. My wife drives a Mercedes every day. She has an ML350. We also have a 1971 SL300, and it's the Lust hand-built Mercedes. I built that for my dad as a gift. So I'm passionate about working on them. As I grew up in the industry, I worked as a mechanic, and I had an opportunity to buy into it with my dad into a business. Now we have a 25,000 square feet facility, which we have 16 bays and 8 technicians and 4 service advisors that helping Mercedes enthusiasts and European mechanics. As our family came from Ukraine in 1990, we came to United States. My dad was a technician, and my mom was a nurse. And as I graduated high school, I always been passionate by working cars. I worked in cars since I was 13 years old with my dad, and in the shop. And I did anything from oil changes to engine and transmission replacements. And I got into a passion of restoring classic cars as well. That started as a hobby for me, and I started restoring classic vehicles as well. But our big business is daily Mercedeses, classic Mercedeses. We also do storage for automobiles.
And where's it located?
Located at 2525 East 56th Street in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
Just east of Broderpool. We do lots of vehicles there, and I'm there every day. So either me or one of my advisors will help you. We love to have personal service, family atmosphere. Every customer is a family member for me. I want everybody to feel special. That's how I want to be felt. When I go to a restaurant, I want to know the owner of the restaurant. Same thing with you. You should be knowing the owner of the place. We're big enough to be able to provide you with all the computers. All our mechanics are certified Mercedes mechanics, BMW mechanics, Audi mechanics. We take them usually from the dealerships. They're either retiring from there, or they say, you know what, I want to do something different. I want to work on auto models as well. So we have different people that specializing in different vehicles.
Okay. Well, Eric, I really appreciate your time today. Did you enjoy watching the Polo?
I enjoyed it a lot, and it was a great event. We should grow this club, and that's an incredible club. I love it. The only problem is it was too short. We should have a longer event. That's the only thing is, I hate to see this event end.
Well, You know, we got it done right before I think the rain's coming. But anyway, appreciate your time, and we're going to follow up with you so you can have a copy of this and see all the other interviews from today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
You got it. This is Sean with Mercedes-Benz Club for Indiana. We're here at the Hickory Hall Polo Club facility in Zionsville. Joe Melton, how you doing?
I'm wonderful, Sean. How are you?
All right, so we're here at the Mercedes event, and you've known Roger for some time, and you want to give me a little bit of backstory and also what you think of the group and the event itself.
Sure. Well, Roger and Rochelle are some of my favorite people. I met them in 2015 when they started renting my old house, and then they bought it, and we've been friends ever since. And then Roger called me up recently and said he's now president of the club here for Indiana. He's going to start throwing some events, and I said I'd happy to help and participate. Roger and Rochelle are just great people. That they've got a wonderful Christmas party, brings great people. Every time they seem to do anything, it's just a good crowd of like-minded people having a good time. And so when he became president, I'm like, well, great. We have a new event and a new club in town to do fun things, to get organized and just bring people together to do stuff like this. And to do something unique, I've been out here once in my life, 2013, and so we don't take advantage of this, right? And so I thought it was a great idea to get started. I'm sure he'll probably do a lot of race-themed events with the Indy 500, which is affiliation there. But I look forward to seeing what all the things they put on, and we'll enjoy doing them.
Okay, well, Joe, I appreciate your time, and I'm glad you're here to enjoy the event, and you're going to love the compilation we put together. I'm sure Roger will as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger.